Hey, it's Kath from the Wellness Tree. How are you doing? Happy Thursday. Remember, I am live inside this group every Thursday, 9 a.m. BST. You can catch the replays if you can't come live, and all of the past live trainings are in the guide section of this group. If you can't find it, let me know and I'll send you the link. So today we are talking about how to build a life that keeps you on track. And this is for you wherever you are on your sober curious journey, whether you're drinking less, working towards drinking none, you're taking a break, or you're just creating that gorgeous alcohol-free lifestyle. So this is a journey. It's a bumpy journey. You've got to be okay with imperfection, with failure. Failure is feedback. And that's how we get our lessons and our wisdom. And I am just heading into 9 years, actually 9 years next month, on this alcohol freedom journey. And as I've mentioned before so many times, it's been really imperfect. I've actually been alcohol free completely for the last 5 years. And before that, I had a couple of drinking experiments actually one after the first year, one after the second year, and then I probably had another couple then as well. But every time I share this, I just know and understand deep within my bones that those experiments confirmed that I am happier when I choose not to drink. So all of my work is based around the Wellness Tree. This whole group is set up with real sharings, real wisdom from the Wellness Tree. And the Wellness Tree is my methodology that I support my clients with. But also it's so much more than that. I feel it's like a living, breathing thing that's growing along really inside me, and it's what's supporting me on my own journey. It started as a little seed 9 years ago when I had a massive craving in my kitchen, wondering how the hell I was going to do this, and realised that actually if I wanted to break these cycles and patterns, I had to learn to think in a completely different way, to shift my perspective and basically become a whole new version of myself that felt really aligned, that felt really in touch with me and who I was becoming. And what felt so uncomfortable, and I hear this from so many other people as well, is that it's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel really challenging. And what's so important is that we know how to support ourselves through this as we're changing, as we're letting go of old habits, old routines that don't serve anymore, people, places, things, situations that don't align with where we're going. And there's like this dying off period, and it actually does feel like a grieving process. And we have to be okay with that, because that's part of it, because this creates space for us to really assess carefully and choose exactly what we allow into our lives, and being really intentional with our choices, lining everything up and stepping into new shoes. We get to write a new story. And how absolutely blessed we are. And I know, we've all been through traumatic things, and maybe you are currently navigating a really tough, challenging time. And that's life, isn't it? And we have to really grow strong, steady roots within, which is what the Wellness Tree helps us do, so that we can navigate this and not fall prey to our excuses and old ways of doing things that we don't want to be doing anymore. So understand firstly, in the title of this video, how to build a life, how to build. The emphasis is on build. When we're building something, we have to understand that This journey, this alcohol freedom journey, is a slow, steady process. And this is one of the first areas where we tend to go wrong. We tend to decide to stop drinking. We've had enough of this, and we have every great intentions of going sober, of not drinking, but we don't have a plan in place. And we're feeling really wobbly. We're having these huge cravings and we don't know how to navigate through. And we don't have a plan. We don't have a system, a support structure that we can plug into and hold us as we are navigating the stormy seas. And so we have to have this in place, which is what the wellness tree does, building a root system. We're actually doing this in Strong Roots. If you want the details of Strong Roots, it's a really great place to start with the wellness tree, my little mini program. If you want those details, pop details or just send me a private message. But we're building a life, we're constructing it. So we are knocking down the old construction. We're knocking down the rickety old, broken internal scaffolding that's not really there anyway, and maybe you're fighting your way through an overgrown jungle, you're trying to find your way through, you're maybe spinning in whirlpools and cycles of day one, Monday fresh starts, you're feeling exhausted. You're feeling really heavy maybe and just tired of the whole thing. You've got 100,000,001 things to do, and going sober feels like another thing to do. And you also don't know how you're going to cope without the wine or the beer because that's been the tool for so long. So use this training depending on where you are in your journey. And you have to start from where you're at. And I'm going to show you how to do this in a second. But what we want to do is start to clear the brambles and the weeds and the overgrowth and the foggy, murky, stuck feeling that you might be having. Start to clear that. And to do that, we need to really look at ourselves and look at our habits and look at what we want to create. And this can feel challenging because we're confronting ourselves. It reminds me of, in my own life, I'm currently working on a lot of clutter clearing in my home, and I've got cupboards full of stuff where I've just shoved stuff thinking, oh, I'll deal with that another time. And another time hasn't come, and I literally have to create space, sort the cupboard. And it does feel confronting because it's like, Kath, why are you keeping all this stuff? You don't need to hang on to it any longer. And yesterday I did a little mini clutter clear in my room, and afterwards just feeling the difference of even clearing one little corner or one little corner of our mind, just learning to do something differently, to let something go. It creates space so we can breathe, so that then we can be open to new ways of thinking and new ways of being. So building a life, it's our constant life journey. It's something we are constantly creating, but we want to shed the old, create the space so we can plant new seeds. And the second half of this title, keeping you on track. We are, unless you are absolutely, super disciplined, it's very rare to meet somebody, I don't think I ever actually have yet talked to anybody that has been, maybe that's you, let me know, but has been completely 100% on track with everything in their lives every day that means something to them, and they're staying on track with their non-drinking goals, whether they're drinking less to none. I mean, I have tried in the past to set myself up with these huge plans, just really overly ambitious plans, and it didn't go well. I set the bar way too high, so I was constantly failing. So I understood I had to redesign things, and that's where I used the wellness tree. but also knowing that this journey is constant resets. It's constant resets, but it's a positive reset, because every day is a chance to reset, whether that's in our health and wellness journeys, whether it's with our relationships or our home or our routines and rituals in other life areas or our business. Every day the sun comes up, it's a new day, it's a new start, it's a reset. So we're constantly resetting our days, every weekly resets, monthly resets, every year. People tend to do a big new year, new me thing, but I love to just take this concept into a daily thing, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So there's some things, there's actually 4 things I've written down here. First of all, before you make your plan, so your plan is like the starting point, you first of all need to know what you want. What's the goal? Is it drinking less? Is it drinking none? Is it just taking a break from drinking? Is it, I just want to do a few months, a year, I'm ready for my entire alcohol-free lifestyle, but taking that right down into baby steps. And maybe it's just day to day. But I do recommend having a time frame around that, like 2 weeks or 30 days or whatever feels like something that you can do. And message me if you have this goal, you would love to make a start with this and you want some pointers, message me. So know the main problem that you're currently dealing with. Is it, for example, I'm drinking every night? I don't want to be drinking every night. And I'm not talking about end of spectrum drinkers that literally can't stop drinking and would need to be medically detoxed. I'm talking about grey area drinkers, which is who I work with, that can stop drinking, but actually staying stopped is the problem. So what is the problem and how is it affecting the way you are feeling? How is it affecting your relationships? How is it affecting you financially? How is it affecting your home life, relationships with your loved ones, your family, your friends, your clients? How is it affecting the way you're showing up in the world, in your business? Like, what is the problem? And if you have a circle with the problem in the middle and it's radiating out into your different life areas. And I know this can feel confronting and challenging. And if you're going to do this, massive well done, because this is real gold. This is you just actually taking responsibility, thinking, right, and come out. Don't be emotionally attached to this. Just zoom out and look at this and just notice yourself. Like, notice yourself in your day, doing your habits, doing your things, and see from bird's eye view what's happening with that. Number 2, ask yourself, why do I want it? Why do I want to create this change? Why do I want to take a break from drinking? Why? For what reason? Do you want more energy? Do you want to feel proud? Do you want to have a sense of accomplishment? Do you want to heal some health conditions? Do you want to feel alive and joyful? Do you want to be doing the things that light you up? Do you want to come home to yourself and find out who you truly are? Question 3 is, how do you want to be feeling? How do you really want to be feeling? For me, I want to be feeling at peace and calm. That's always something that we're working towards. I want to feel on top of things and in control of my responsibilities and what I am devoted and committed to. I want to feel happy, and I want to feel joyful. I want to feel that I'm giving to myself and giving to others. I want to feel that I am accomplishing what I said I wanted to. I want to really bring more love into my life and to learn how to have a deeper relationship with that. There's so much, and it's going to be different for all of us. But I think these are the main things that we are all probably wanting to have. And then number 4, we want to start setting up in our day daily routines to support us. So morning routine, afternoon routine, evening routine. And we want to have habits. Now, this is going to look different for you depending on which life areas you want to focus on. Because here is the thing. Here's the thing. This is what I have learnt where I currently am 9 years on my alcohol freedom journey. And I discovered this ages ago, but it's just really sinking in. It's not about the alcohol. Alcohol freedom is not about alcohol. And I'm currently on a sugar freedom journey. Sugar freedom is not about sugar. Who knew? It's about who you really are becoming. It's about finding out new ways of being. It's about finding what lights you up, what brings you joy, what feels beautiful to you, what feels simple and pleasurable, what feels like freedom for you. What feels like freedom? Maybe you're not ready to stop drinking. Maybe you don't want to stop drinking, but you'd like to drink less and you want to play and experiment to see if that's something you can do. And so many people feel ashamed when they say, oh, I'm trying to moderate. And it's like, that was part of my journey. And just because I now choose to be alcohol free doesn't mean that I slate people who are trying to moderate. I just think it's great that they're doing that experiment to see for them how that's working out. Very often people decide actually feels like really hard work, it's taking too much emotional energy, it's draining, which is what happened to me. And so very often those people will choose to go sober and they're like, oh, this would feel much better for me. So we have to be so compassionate, so understanding, all of us, for ourselves firstly and for others. And this is the core thing of the wellness tree. So we have this gorgeous tree, this template, these life areas, building our root system with, it's really built in compassion, in love, in kindness, in permission to just try things, to explore, to get our feedback. And it's how we learn about ourselves, it's how we grow, it's how we build resilience, and it's this is our power that's going to be driving that engine that has us showing up to our habits and our choices every day. And these habits are the things that are going to be driving us to show up every day as the new us, as the new version of us. So, how do we stay on track? Well, first of all, understanding it's okay to wobble off track. It's part of the journey, and we need to see how swiftly, quickly, and drama-free we can get back on track. And if you want help with this, send me a message. Now, I'm just going to share with you the different areas, the different life areas in the wellness tree that we need to be working on. And we don't necessarily want to be working on all of these at the same time because that would be pretty overwhelming. But there are main branches and there are shorter branches that grow more slowly and steadily, just like a real tree. So the different branches, the different life areas are these. You're going to want to write these down, okay? And this is what we're going to be working on coming up in Strong Roots. So you need to get yourself in Strong Roots. If you want to learn these in a deeper way, message me, I'll send you the details. The first branch is nutrition and hydration. Nutrition, so really following a diet I'm not talking about weight loss although weight loss is one of the amazing benefits of not drinking. But I'm talking about a way of eating that feels aligned to you and supporting yourself nutritionally. These branches are all about nourishing ourselves, because alcohol has been depleting us in so many ways. And so now we're going on the journey of putting back in, of nourishing our roots. The second branch is emotions. So we need to learn how to feel our feelings and not numb them. And if you need deeper private professional support with that, counselling or therapy, if you've got traumas and things, definitely get that support in. Or you can just journal. Journaling is so powerful, and really working things like Byron Katie, doing the work, emotions, feeling your feelings, feeling the cravings, really doing that deep inner work on that, because this is all about emotional sobriety. It's about being responsible for our feelings and emotions, taking them and working with them so they're not taking us down. We're learning how to work with them and move through them and come through the other side. Relationships is the third branch. Firstly, our relationship with ourselves, and then our relationship to others, to our loved ones, to other people. And how are we feeling? Are we feeling disconnected? Are we spending our evenings numbing out on alcohol, on our phones, binging on Netflix? Nothing wrong with those things, but are those things that we want to be doing all of the time? Or do we want to be, are we with our loved ones? Are we really connected? Perhaps you would love to try sober dating. Just throwing a seed out there. Have any of you tried sober dating? It's something I get asked about, and I don't know. I am married, so I haven't dated anyone for, well, it would be since my husband, and we're coming up to our wedding anniversary, which will be 9 years actually this month. So yeah, I remember back then I didn't really like alcohol, which is a funny thing. So yeah, what's your experience, and are you looking for a new relationship? Have you just recently got a new relationship, and maybe alcohol's getting in the way of that? Look at these branches and see, how is alcohol affecting these things, or what would you love to create in these areas? The next branch is relaxation and sleep. So having a really good sleep hygiene ritual, really preparing ourselves for that restorative sleep. Next branch is movement, exercise. We need to move. We literally don't move enough. And having movement, daily movement, is also how we move our emotions. Emotions, it's energy in motion. We need to let it move on through. And then the next branch is leisure, it's passion, it's purpose. What are the things that you used to do that you haven't done for a while that you'd love to start doing again? Hobbies, more walking in nature, maybe it's dancing, maybe it's gardening, maybe it's, I don't know, sober socializing. What are the things? What are the things? And you see also how socializing is connecting with other people. That also feeds our relationship branch. So the branches are interconnected as well. And then the next branch is service, it's giving, it's whether that's being a better friend and giving, maybe it's charitable work, maybe it's serving in a free Facebook group that you have like this, it's part of your mission, maybe it's just checking in on a neighbour, or just sending someone a handwritten letter, a nice surprise. How are we giving? The next branch is vision, it's business, it's career. How nourished do you feel in what you're doing? Is it time for a change of career? Are you doing that big transition? How are you showing up in your business? Is drinking alcohol holding you back? Is it creating a bit of a barrier? You feel like you're not all in your career or your business. The next branch is money, it's finances, it's taking care, it's like the relationship to our money. And alcohol is so expensive. I'm so shocked just looking at the prices of the wine that I used to like, how much everything has gone up so much in price. And for me, it was never just alcohol. I'd also be buying loads of junk food. That's so expensive as well. And then the expense of taking energy, precious energy, and our precious time that we can't get back. And so what is it costing you? Again, it can feel so confronting, but if you're doing this work, amazing, amazing, because this is how we start knocking on the door, we start creating change. We've got to look at this and stop avoiding, and let's confront ourselves. And also the next branch is spirit. So this is our spiritual practice, whatever you believe in. It can be a religious thing, it can be non-religious, it could be a relationship with nature, it could be there's so much, isn't there? It's God, universe, spirit, divine source, energy, love, whatever you feel, something greater than yourself. And it's building a relationship with that, because we are not alone, we are supported and guided. And so it's building that relationship within with what we believe in. And if this feels like I just don't even know where to start with this, let me recommend to you Gabby Bernstein, who I read so many of her books. I watched her, I think I was a member of her group. I mean, this is about 9 years ago. Her books are just so amazing. And then we have the fun and pleasure branch. So this can feel like a very serious journey, and it gets to be fun, it gets to be pleasurable. In fact, those two things are really essential, because if it doesn't feel good, we're not going to want to do it. And people say, oh, but drinking's fun, alcohol's fun. I agree, I found it really fun too, but also it wasn't fun. So you have to rewire your brain for true fun. Okay, true fun. It feels very, very different to fake fun, which can feel fun in the minute and the evening, but then we regret it. Perhaps for you it's not that bad, but it's a low level hum in the background that's just not sitting right anymore. And then we have our home branch, which is our external environment, but it's also the home within, it's our internal environment. And if you've ever noticed how different you feel mentally when you've been maybe cleaning your home, again, this is part of what we need to be doing, is looking after our home, because that affects how we're feeling within. So that's that branch, and that's all of them. Those are really the different life areas. Now this can feel like a lot, but what we want to do is set ourselves up with daily routines where the essential things need to be done, that we need to be taking care of, so that our day runs smoothly. And yes, we're going to have challenges and things are going to come up in life as they do. But that's okay. We want to have some structure in our day. If we don't have structure, we're going to be feeling wobbly, we're going to drift, and we are going to make choices that we don't actually want to be making. So having structure, staying devoted, staying disciplined and committed with it is key. It's constant resets, daily resets. So those are the branches, but what you really need first of all is to focus on the root system. The roots grow before the branches, and this is what we're doing in Strong Roots. The ladies are just having some amazing wins, and some of them are really small because it's difficult. It's looking at this stuff, but the smallest wins are the most powerful sometimes. And working through shame, working through guilt, working through these things, letting them go, just giving ourselves full permission to be messy, to be imperfect, but keeping on pushing ourselves, taking that next baby step. This is tortoise caterpillar steps. This is slow, this is steady, because this is what's going to be sustainable. It's building slow habits, just one baby habit at a time, and building on that. So, hope this has been useful to you. If you want details of Strong Roots, drop the word details, send me a private message, and if you want any help or support at all, I have some one-to-one availability. We've got Soul Wealth Academy group program starting September. If you want any support at all, drop me a message and let's start connecting, let's start chatting, and we can go from there. Lots of love, gorgeous souls. Have an amazing rest of the week and weekend. Hope you're enjoying this holiday season. Take care. Bye.